Hello, artists. This is part 3, the finishing of your love artwork. We're going to do collaging today, which is cutting and pasting. That's a French word. You've probably heard it from me before. So what you're going to do first is you're going to need one sheet of white paper, your printed papers. You should have 4. I have 5 here. And a red sheet of paper. I'm going to use white to make the bubble letters just so you can see what I'm drawing. If I try to draw the bubble letters on red paper, it'll be harder for you to see what I'm doing. So just imagine that this is red. But first, before I do that, I want to choose my favorite of these 5 and glue them down. So I'm going to take out my glue. I'm going to put this one to the side. I think I like these 4 the best. So I'm going to take one of my printed papers, and this glue is getting a little clogged. Pull off any dried glue. There we go. Put some glue around my edge. Now, if you have a glue stick rather than Elmer's glue, that's fine. You're going to place this pink printed paper almost at the edge. You could see I left a tiny bit of white space showing. Press it down with your hands. So I'm going to do the same with all the other 3 printed pink papers. So I'm going to put this one near the top. And I even left a little white space in between just for spacing. I think artistically it looks better. It's almost like a window frame. You know where there's the window panes here? Well, these would be the window panes and this would be the framing. So then I'm going to do my 3rd. And again, I'm not putting it right to the bottom edge. I'm leaving a tiny little space. All right. Now, when you're doing yours, you don't really need glue in the middle, just the edging. Here I go. You're going to want to press these down for a little longer than I do so the glue really gets to work and dry. So you see I have a white space. It makes like a T in the middle and then the white frame. Okay, so now you're going to set that to the side. You're going to take your red paper, but like I said, I'm going to do it on white paper so you could see what I'm doing. So we're going to draw bubble letters and we're going to draw them backwards. Well, actually, only really one of them needs to be done backwards because an O forward and backwards looks the same, a V forward and backwards looks the same, and so does an E. But the L is the one we need to do backwards. So I'm going to draw it in pencil, and when you make your bubble letters, try to make them kind of close together so you don't waste paper, just in case you make a mistake and you need more of your paper to start over. So an L normally goes to the right, an uppercase L. I'm going to go to the left. Now that's just an L. To turn it into a bubble letter, you would take your pencil and draw what I'm going to show you, but I'm going to show you in red so you don't get confused. So I'm doing red next to the inside and red next to the inside of the backwards L. And then I'm going to do the same here. And then connect, connect. So when I cut that, I'm only going to cut the red line out. So remember, this is backwards. And the reason I do it is so you don't see your pencil line. So when you flip it over, it looks nice and clean and neat. So I'm just imagining you did your L. Once you're done, you can glue it down. I had pre-cut my red L just so you see what it looks like. Now for the O, you can do a regular old O, and then you do it's an oval and a smaller oval inside of it, if that's what you want. So you would go slower, carefully cutting on the lines. Pinch here. I see the O looks the same forward and backwards. So if you're doing an O, you would glue that on. Okay, forward or backwards, they look the same. Now if you don't want to do an O, you want to do a heart for the O. You can draw a heart. So you make a little dot where you started. You go up and curve down. So it's like starting an M, but then it's a diagonal. Then go to that dot and go backwards. So it looks like an M and then a diagonal. Okay. All right. Some of you might know the trick about folding. See, forward, backwards looks the same, so I did a heart here for my O. Some of you might know the trick, where if you take a piece of paper and you fold it in half, and you start that dot, a half a heart, like I did for the first step, and you get a heart that has symmetry where it matches on both sides. Okay, that's an option. All right, so now onto the V. So where's my red colored pencil? So I'm going to draw a V, and then remember a bubble letter. I go on the outside of the V, connect, inside of the V, connect. And then you would cut that out. Now remember, forward and backwards, the V looks the same, much neater on this side. So I would glue that to my paper in this space. And then I have one more letter, the E. So the E might be the trickiest. Okay, so you're just going to draw an E, uppercase. Then you take that red colored pencil, or your regular pencil, I'm showing you with red again, just so you see I'm going on the outside. Now this is where it gets tricky. I have to follow the path of this E on the inside. So I'm going to go here, inside, and then go down, and then go around, connect, around, down, connect. Okay? You can watch this again if you need to see how to do that. Okay, and then I cut out the red line. This part's tricky to cut, so take your time. Okay, so forward, well, backwards and forward. See, it looks the same. So then I would glue on my E. Maybe once I do that, I want to spend some time pressing these down. Now the last thing as an artist you're going to want to do is sign your name. If there's space on the front, you can write it on the front, or you can always sign it on the back. I don't have much space on the front, so I'm going to sign the back. And it says Buska, and then you can write the date. So whatever date it is, I'm just going to write 2021 for the year. Okay, and then the last thing, artists, you need to do is put this somewhere to dry, and then you have to put your supplies away and clean up your mess. Okay, that's it for this project. See you soon.